I'm 26, living alone in a basic townhouse way out in the suburbs of a small city. Nothing fancy. Thin walls, tiny front yard, neighbors close enough that you can hear their TVs if it's quiet enough. I work closing shifts, usually clocking out around 10 or 11 at night. Most days blur together. Work, come home, game till stupid hours with my buddies, crash, repeat. That week, though, absolute garbage. Work was stressing me out bad. Customers were extra annoying, and by the time I got home one night, I just didn't have the energy to hop online or talk to anyone. I tried lying down, but sleep wasn't happening. My brain was racing, and YouTube wasn't helping either. By 2 a.m., I was still wide awake, restless, and annoyed at myself. So I did something I almost never do. I decided to go for a walk. I threw on a hoodie, locked the door, and stepped outside. No plan, no destination, just walking to clear my head. The thing about late-night walks is they're weirdly peaceful. No cars, no people, no noise. It feels like the world hit pause just for you. At least, that's what I thought at the time. I started down my usual route, past the row of townhouses and into the nearby residential area. Older homes, close together, nothing special. Still, it felt better than pacing around my living room. Every house was dark, not a single porch light, no dogs barking, no wind, just the sound of my footsteps. I realized after a while that I hadn't turned once. I'd just been walking straight. That's when the houses started spacing out more. Trees closed in on both sides of the road, and the streetlights got fewer and farther apart. The pavement narrowed, cracked, like nobody bothered maintaining it anymore. The vibe shifted fast. Most of the houses were barely visible, tucked deep into the woods. Some looked abandoned, peeling paint, sagging roofs, overgrown yards. I'd lived in this town for years and had no idea this area even existed. It felt wrong, like I accidentally wandered somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. I was about to turn back when I heard it. A scream. Not a scream of pain, not a cry for help. It was loud, sharp, and intentional, like someone yelling just to be heard. A man's voice. It echoed through the trees so strangely that I couldn't tell where it came from. Front, back, left, right. It felt like it was everywhere at once. I froze. I stood there for maybe 30 seconds, listening. Nothing else. No footsteps, no movement. Just silence swallowing the sound like it never happened. I told myself it was probably someone messing around, maybe drunk, maybe trying to scare someone. Still, every instinct in my body said, "You should leave." But instead, I kept walking. That uneasy feeling kept creeping up on me the deeper I went. The streetlights dimmed to the point where they barely helped. The houses looked more decayed, like time forgot about them. Even the road felt dead. No tire marks, no signs of use. Then I heard the scream again, closer. This time it was definitely behind me. My stomach dropped. I turned around, scanning the road I'd just walked down. The darkness felt thicker now, like it was pressing in. I couldn't see anyone, but I didn't feel alone anymore. That's when I decided I was done. I turned around and started walking back the way I came, picking up my pace. I kept my eyes forward, trying not to freak myself out over every shadow. About 2 minutes in, the scream hit again, right behind me. That's when I saw him. A man standing in the road, maybe 30 or 40 feet away. Dark clothes, hoodie up, his face barely visible under the streetlight. He was just standing there, staring. I didn't wait. I turned and walked faster, heart pounding in my ears. I glanced back once more, and he was walking toward me, calm, steady, like he knew exactly where I was going. I looked back again a few seconds later. Gone. No footsteps, no sound, just empty road. That scared me more than seeing him. I power walked the rest of the way, not stopping until I hit familiar streets again. When I finally made it back to my townhouse, I locked the door behind me and leaned against it, trying to catch my breath. I told myself I was safe. I grabbed some water, a snack, and sat at the kitchen table, replaying everything in my head. That's when I heard it, a shuffle, right outside my front door. Then a heavy knock. I froze. Another knock, slower, deliberate. I crept up to the door and pressed my ear against it. No talking, no movement. I looked through the peephole, but my porch light was off, and all I could make out was a dark silhouette standing way too close. Same build, same dark clothes. My hands were shaking as I backed away and called 911, whispering in my phone. While I was on the line, the knocking continued. 5, 6 times. Then it stopped. When I checked again, the porch was empty. The cops showed up, took my statement, but found nothing. They brushed off the screams like they were unrelated. Maybe kids, maybe wildlife. No answers. I didn't sleep at all that night. Over the next month, the knocks kept happening. Always late, always loud, and always with nobody there when I checked. It eventually stopped, but I never went on another late-night walk again. Because deep down, I know something followed me home that night. And whatever it was, I don't think it was finished with me. I thought that was the worst thing that had ever happened to me until a year later, when a late-night ride request took me back toward that same stretch of road. A few years before everything went sideways with the knocks at my door, I was driving rideshare full-time, Lyft mostly. Uber too, but in my city, Lyft was king. I was in my mid-20s, broke like everyone else I knew, bouncing between jobs and trying to make ends meet without completely hating my life. The best part about rideshare was the freedom. The worst part was also the freedom. I never followed a real schedule. Some nights I'd be up late hanging with friends, gaming, or just scrolling until sunrise. Other nights I'd crash early. So when I did decide to work, it was usually late, graveyard hours, midnight to sunrise. The hours when the city feels hollowed out and weird stuff feels closer to the surface. That night started like any other. I logged on around 11 p.m., grabbed a couple easy rides, bar drop-offs, a tired nurse heading home, a dude who smelled like tequila and regret. Normal stuff. By around 1 a.m., requests were getting sparse. That's how it always goes. Fewer drivers, fewer passengers. When a request does pop up, you don't think, you just hit accept. Canceling costs you money, momentum, and sometimes your bonus. So when a request came in, I tapped accept without hesitation. Only after I started driving did I glance at the map. Immediately, something felt off. Instead of heading toward downtown or the bar district, the route was taking me the opposite way, out past the edges of town, past where the streetlights thin out, past where businesses disappear and the roads stretch longer than they should. I told myself it was probably someone stranded, dead car, drunk dude wandered too far. It happens. Still, the deeper I drove, the emptier it got. No houses, no side streets, no gas stations, just forest on both sides and a narrow road cutting through it like a scar. By the time I pulled up to the pickup pin, my dashboard clock read around 1:45 a.m. and there was nothing there. No person, no car, no lights, no movement. I pulled over, put the car in park, and sent the automated "I've arrived" message. I waited, scanned the road, checked my mirrors. Nothing. That uneasy feeling started creeping in, the one you get when your instincts tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey man, this isn't right." After a few minutes with no response, I canceled the ride and pulled back onto the road. Annoyed, but relieved. I chalked it up to a glitch or a drunk who passed out. As I headed back toward town, my phone buzzed again. Another request. Same road. Almost the same location, just about a mile farther down. I hesitated, but then I rationalized it. This stuff happens. GPS messes up, people re-request when drivers cancel. I didn't want the drive out there to be a total waste. So, yeah, I accepted it. I turned around. As I passed the first pickup spot, my headlights swept over the road, and this time, someone was standing there. A man. He was on the shoulder, facing the road like he'd been waiting. Jeans, gray hoodie, backpack slung over one shoulder. He looked normal enough. Too normal, maybe. I pulled up and unlocked the doors. He got in without saying a word. As soon as the door shut, the vibe inside the car changed. You ever get that feeling when the air feels heavier, like the temperature drops even though the heat's still on? That. I glanced in the rearview mirror. His eyes were already on me, locked in, not blinking. I forced a casual, "Hey, how's it going?" No response. The drop-off was only 5 minutes away. That helped a little. I figured whatever this was, it'd be over quick. But the route took us even deeper into nowhere. Same forest, same empty road, same darkness swallowing the headlights. Every time I checked the mirror, he was still watching me, not zoning out, not on his phone, just staring, like he was memorizing my face. I started noticing little things, how his hands never moved, how tight his jaw was, how the backpack sat upright, like it was heavy. We pulled up to the drop-off pin, and it was identical to the pickup spot. Nothing around. No houses, no driveway, just trees. I slowed to a stop, my stomach twisting. Before I could say anything, he spoke. "Get out of the car." I laughed like a nervous reflex. "What?" That's when he pulled the gun. Just like that. Small, black, rock steady in his hand. "Get out." My heart slammed so hard I swear it shook my ribs. Every instinct screamed at me to stay put, to floor it, to do something, but my body didn't listen. I stepped out. He followed, keeping distance, the gun never lowering. He motioned toward the trees. "Walk." I tried talking, begging, asking what he wanted, money, the car, anything. He didn't say a word. We walked off the road and into the forest. The light from the car vanished fast. Branches scratched at my arms. The ground got uneven, wet. Time stopped making sense. Could have been 5 minutes, could have been 20. Finally, he told me to stop. That was it. That was the moment my brain decided I wasn't dying quietly. I bolted. I ran blind, branches smacking my face, roots tripping my feet. I heard him yell, heard him crash through the brush behind me. Then, a gunshot. It echoed through the trees like a thunderclap. I kept running. Eventually, I collapsed. I don't know how long I stayed there. When I finally found a road, it was a small one with a few houses. I banged on doors until someone answered. By the time police searched the area, my car was gone. They never found him. The account was fake, burner phone, dead end. I quit rideshare not long after. But here's the thing that still messes with me. Over the next few months, I'd occasionally get pickup requests near that same stretch of road, and every single time, no one was there.